Hi, this is Scott Werner, and I'm doing this video to advertise for Mount Shasta a summer conference called From Venus with Love. It's July 27th through the 29th of 2018 and going to be a really terrific event. It's being put on by Rob Potter, who I met in Hawaii when I was writing the book, The Next Step in Human Evolution, which is a book that has information from St Germaine about the 24-strand DNA manifestation to help us evolve into higher beings of light. And anyway, I met Rob when I was given the presentation over at the Temple of Peace there in Hawaii, and he is just a heck of a good guy, and very impressed with him. But he's putting on a summer conference at Mount Shasta, and he has brought together some of the best minds today, and we're all going to be able to rub shoulders together. And I just love what he teaches also. And there's Anek, who is a Venetian, who is going to be there. So From Venus with Love, there's actually going to be people there who are representatives from Venus, the planet. And so that's why, one of these reasons why we're going to call it From Venus with Love. Now, she's going to be talking, and she's got several books chronicling her amazing life and journey on Earth, and she has a lot of information to help people into the love energy, which we all need so much. Another one is Luis Mertens. He was born in Bolivia, and he studied architecture and specialized in art and antiquity restoration. And he has a construction company in La Paz, Bolivia, and he is a very interesting man. He's has had a lot of UFO sightings, and he is an instructor in inner development techniques on a physical, mental, and spiritual level, and very, very knowledgeable man. He's the contact that Rob Potter has from the Andes, and also going to invite masters from the Great White Brotherhood from Sacred Lake Titicaca in Peru. And I've been there, and it's a beautiful lake. It's one of the highest freshwater lakes in the whole world, because it's in the high Andes, and it's right on the border between Chile, Brazil, and Peru. And an amazing place, and very sacred. And so another one, Frank Chile, is going to be there, and he's has a story of Valiant Thor, an alien visitor present at the Pentagon in the 1950s, who we got a lot of information from, and they reverse engineered a lot of technology with his help. And Frank has personal information about this, and he's been a student of metaphysics, ancient civilizations, and comparative religions, and he has first-hand knowledge of this contactee who was an alien, and he's going to be speaking at the conference. Raymond Keller is also going to be here. He's a retired history professor, and he was involved in active UFO research since 1967. So he's experienced years and years and years of this kind of stuff, and literally 50 years been studying UFOs and rockets to Venus, and he's written many, many good books about Venus. And then Sheldon Nidell, I first heard about Sheldon on late night radio, And you know, I used to listen to a lot of his stuff, and he's going to be present, and just a mind, the people he's interviewed, and all of the different information he has is just so fabulous. And he's going to be at the conference also. And Major George Filer, who was an Air Force intelligence officer, he actually debriefed the generals and congressmen about our capabilities and clearances in the military. He's a member of Stephen Greer's Disclosure Project, which is very important. And so he's going to be another speaker, and he has some just top secret information that he's going to talk to us about. And so, and the other one that's going to speak is me. And I'm going to bring the information that I've obtained over the years. I've been very fortunate to have interviewed medically some of the people that worked at Area 51, and they would tell me stuff that was just undescribably crazy. But they started out like, "Doc, I've got to get this off my chest," and they'd start telling me about the secrecy levels and all of the different craft that they had out at Area 51, Groom Lake, you know, out in Nevada, which is west of where we live, about 100 miles. So anyway, there's also going to be Ralph and Marcia Ring, who served in technologies and knowledge in the U.S. Army, and they did a lot of research answering the questions concerning the unknown. And Ralph was a natural scientist and creative technician in the early 60s and worked with Otis T. Carr, who was a prodigy of Nikola Tesla. And so he's got a lot of information about free energy devices and different things. And he's another great speaker. Cheryl Lynn, who's a gifted, insightful visionary and energy worker for over 30 years. She's going to be there, and she's a creator of the Pleiadian Cosmic Healing Discs and the Global Intergalactic Healing Experiment, is based in Ohio. There's also going to be representatives of the Aetherius Society. I first found out about the Aetherius Society about 10 years ago, and because I became very interested in ufology and creating a better world. And George King founded the Aetherius Society in the mid-1950s, and he was in London. Actually, St Germaine guided me to buy one of his George King's books, and I studied that, and very phenomenal information. And so, and last but not least, there's Shambhala, who is a mystic poet and sage, and he had spiritual contact when he was 12 years old, and he's been studying the masters and earth changes ever since. And from what I understand, there might be 2 women who come from Venus that may attend the conference. So we'll wait and see. And this is very exciting, though. It's going to be a neat conference to rub shoulders with some of the specialists in these areas, and St. Germaine wants me to go and mingle with the people there, because we have great hope what's coming up, and everything is just turning out so well. We're finally getting the balance back into the universe that we needed, because everything was so shifted to the dark side, and we're coming into the light. We're going to have lots of information about that for you. So thank you for listening. We'll see you in July. I'm going to post also on this video where you can go to buy tickets, and we'll have a Facebook where we'll have a post where you can buy tickets also. You can go to Scott Werner at YouTube, well, youtube.com, Scott Werner, and We should have it posted, and also my website's going to have it posted here in the next couple of days, where you can buy tickets. And we're also going to have many fun activities. You know, these conferences, first time I went to Mount Shasta, it was just a riot, and we got to see fairies and elves and just spacecraft flying over the mountain, you know, and we caught all this on photos, and it was quite exciting. And I just really love Mount Shasta. It's a vortex of beautiful, good energy. And so thank you for listening.